Now let's start with a couple of small things, and that is something I use quite a lot during this chapter and probably after as well, is I will very often shorten things. So one of those things is the following. If I say, okay, the current color should be filled by a noise, which is based on the position in space, and then I want to multiply that color. Let's say I want to make it brighter. I could say, okay, CD equals CD multiplied by 3, which just means it's the same color but 3 times brighter. And if I press Control Enter, you can see that actually works. Now, I would never write it like that because that's way too much work. So I will shorten this to this, multiply equals. And that is just a short form of this. So keep this in mind. The same is true for all the other, standard operators. So for example, I could divide by 3 like this, and you will see we'll come back to the original. I could also, and this actually means this, unsurprisingly, and then I can also do the same with plus. So maybe something like this, even though it makes no sense, it looks absolutely horrible. And this would be the same as this. And then finally, of course, and then we're done with this, is minus equals 1. And that, of course, is the same as this. So whenever I use this, I'm not using mythical code. I'm just shortening stuff to speed things up. There's another thing, by the way, and that is you could do this even faster. And this is with a plus plus. Now, what this means is it's actually the same as plus equals 1, because for some reason, for us programmers, even that line of code is still too much work. So we would just do this, CD plus plus. And maybe that sounds familiar. When you ever heard of the programming language C++, that is actually a joke, because the original programming language was called C, and C 2.0, so adding one version to it, would be C++. So a little bit of a nerd joke right there. So this, of course, also works with minus minus. There you go. So this is the same as obviously. So whenever I use one of those weird ones, you now understand what they mean. So thanks very much and see you later. Cheers.